You're watching 48 Fastcast.
All right, y'all, your time right now, 7:01. Thanks for waking up with us on this fine February morning. Starting out pretty warm, getting even warmer, but changes on the way.
On the way, so enjoy the warmth today.
Yeah, near record warmth today, forecasting a high 76 degrees. Might not look like a nice day right now, and that's because we've got cloud cover. We are tracking some light showers moving from southwest to the northeast, and this is just enough rain to probably wet down some of the pavement here. Not affecting everyone's commute, but you might have to pop the umbrella or even turn on those windshield wipers. The rain will move out, though, by about 9-10 o'clock this morning. We actually see clearing and sunshine by the afternoon. Then later this evening, there's a chance for some isolated showers. Could even hear some thunder, but the most coverage of the rainfall is going to come overnight tonight into very early Friday morning. Here's a look from our Fly HSV Allegiant cam high atop Saturn V, 565. Already looks like it's drying out quite a bit. 76 degrees. The record today is 77, set back in 2018. We need some sunshine later, plus a breezy wind from the south and west, gusting 20 to 25. Look at these temperatures, though, this morning, feeling spring-like in the low to mid-60s.
This is your 48 First Alert Road Report, sponsored by Bankston Motorhomes.
The traffic update, happy to say, minimal delays out there right now. Still tracking that one accident in Decatur by the bridge. But other than that, looks like traffic moving pretty well. A few delays at County Line Road in and around Huntsville. A little slow on 72 up and over Chapman Mountain. Also into portions of Governor's Drive, hitting the brakes. But 255 looks pretty good. Research Park, no problems there. Drive time still held in check for the most part. Athens to Huntsville, taking about 39 minutes. Jonathan?
All right, thanks, Jeff. Well, new this morning, former Prince Andrew has been arrested on charges of misconduct in public office. This comes as authorities are investigating links between him and Jeffrey Epstein. King Charles III announcing that, quote, the law must prevail, end quote, as his brother is investigated. Andrew was arrested earlier this morning. Further details were not released.
Well, now to a story you'll only see on 48. Huntsville city leaders have invested thousands into an online tool that's designed to help nonprofits better serve people. However, most agencies aren't using it.
Yeah, the Charity Tracker is a shared online database that allows local nonprofits to see what people are being helped and how much help they've needed and have been received. Well, 48 Sarah Grace Kennedy joins us live in front of Huntsville City Hall. And Sarah Grace, the goal of the tracker is to make sure as many people receive help as possible.
The Foundation in Huntsville launched the tracker back in 2019 after receiving a grant from a local foundation. Now, this tracker is meant to help other agencies communicate with each other on how to help others. However, Missy Hanks with the Foundation tells me they cannot effectively do that until a majority of the service agencies in Madison County participate in this tracker system.
If we know if someone has been already served, then we can serve in a different way, or we can make a referral, but it allows us to make informed decisions about the resources that we expend.
Missy Hanks with the Foundation tells me that only about 450 out of the more than 3,000 nonprofits in Madison County are actually using the Charity Tracker. When an agency signs up, they can see who has received help recently and who still needs help.
If we can get all the agencies on and serving an individual, we know that one agency cannot do everything. And so we make referrals on the Charity Tracker network to other agencies that provide those services. So it gives an individual the opportunity to come in, to receive case management, to tell their story.
Hanks says that there's a few reasons why agencies are not participating. One concern is privacy, but she emphasizes that database is HIPAA compliant. Each agency that signs up must also sign a privacy agreement.
We also have heard that they just don't have the time or staff to do it. And I promise you it is super easy. And, you know, there's 3 of us here in our agency and we managed to get that done. The extra effort that it would take would benefit our community so much that it would be worth it.
Scott Irwin with the City of Huntsville tells me that he feels this tool is a great investment for the city. He also wants hesitant agencies to know they can reach out for help.
Smart communities use resources like this, and we partner together so we can actually get the best outcome for our citizens.
One agency shared that they were able to get over 50% of the people that they serve off of SNAP benefits thanks to this tracker. Live in Huntsville, Sarah Grace Kennedy, 48 on your side.
All right, thanks, Sarah Grace. Well, right now, a former Huntsville daycare employee and child sex abuse suspect is in jail on a $400,000 bond. Cameron White's request for a reduced bond has been denied. Now, White waived his preliminary hearing yesterday. He used to work at the Trinity Child Development Center in Huntsville. He's accused of abusing 8 children. Now, Madison County prosecutors argue that White should remain locked up, but his defense attorney disagrees.
He has no previous criminal history. He's never failed to appear for anything at all. He availed himself to an interview with investigators. It's important that the public realize that the purpose of bond is not to punish him for what he's accused of doing. He denies wrongdoing, and there will be a time and a day for that to happen in court.
The victims were young children. He is a danger to the community, and he's looking at substantial jail time, well over 100 years, day for day. So he has every reason in the world to run.
Now, White's case is heading to a grand jury. After he was arrested, the director and associate director of the daycare were placed on leave. Several lawsuits have also been filed. Right now, a Vinemont man is facing several charges accused of videotaping a mother and her daughter inside a business's bathroom. Leonard Ramirez is charged with aggravated criminal surveillance. The Morgan County Sheriff's Office says this happened in the Massey area last week. Now, Ramirez is accused of putting a camera at a local woodworking business in their restroom. One woman and her daughter went into that restroom and saw a phone in the corner. The owner of the business says Ramirez had been working with them for over 6 years. Now, Ramirez immediately was fired and reported to the authorities. Morgan County Sheriff's Office investigators say this is a bizarre case.
We hardly get any cases like this. It's a crazy world out there. If you go use a public restroom, just check things out. It may just be something in plain view that you see. And sometimes usually they got new devices out there that is hidden in plain sight and you don't know that you're being recorded.
There's currently an ICE holdout for Ramirez as well. The business owner says that Ramirez had an active work visa and an Alabama driver's license.
All new this morning, Colbert County deputies helped federal agents arrest 7 undocumented immigrants. The arrest happened yesterday. One of the men arrested was wanted on an aggravated assault charge in Georgia. Our media partners at the Shoals Insider tell us the detained people are being taken to a facility in Gadsden to await deportation.
Well, caught on camera, you can see here the moments a box truck caught on fire in Limestone County. The East Limestone Fire Department helped to put out that fire quickly, and thankfully no one was hurt.
State lawmakers are delaying a vote on a bill that would expand crimes covered under Aniah's law. Now, the law named after Aniah Blanchard, who was kidnapped and murdered in 2019. Her accused killer was out on bond for several violent crimes at the time of her killing. Under Aniah's law, Alabama judges have more leeway to deny bond to violent offenders. The proposed expansion would include anyone charged with attempted murder, certain persons forbidden to possess firearms, and more charges. Some lawmakers, though, are worried this could further clog the system, while others believe it could benefit victims.
As much as we want to slam people, which some of them probably need to be slammed, don't get me wrong, but we don't live in a police state. We stay in a democracy. In a democracy that a person is innocent until proven guilty.
By extending the time, that gives the defense attorneys, the prosecutors time to get more evidence, more discovery, so that they can better represent the victims and the defense attorneys, their clients, so that they are able to have the hearing one time and not do it twice.
The bill says a defendant would remain in custody until the pretrial hearing unless both the defense and prosecution agree on bail.
Well, students who make school threats could also face some stricter penalties now. Representative James Lomax has filed a bill that, if approved, would require students be suspended for a year if they're charged with making certain terroristic threats. Well, now to an update on a story that we've been covering. A bill that would restrict police chases is unlikely to pass. The Tristan Hollis Memorial Act has been sent back to a subcommittee. The measure is named after Hollis, a Hartselle teenager who was killed during a police chase last year. Authorities were actually trying to arrest a different person during that chase. Several teenagers were also hurt. Now, this bill would restrict when law enforcement agencies could follow a suspect at a high rate of speed.
Look forward to working with the good senator across the way, and we'll see what we can come up with. Probably won't be this session to be able to come back with anything, but I'm certainly committed to the issue.
Now, Hollis's mom has called for lawmakers to pass the bill. Some state law enforcement leaders, though, have expressed their concern, saying that the measure would open the door for criminals to ignore police.
A new Alabama House Majority Leader has been chosen. State Representative Paul Lee of Dothan is taking over the position. The announcement was made yesterday. It comes after Representative Scott Stethhagen of Hartselle stepped down. Lee will serve the remainder of his term, which ends this year. Lee has been a member of the State House since 2010.
Well, Tennessee state leaders may soon start collecting data on how much it costs hospitals to help undocumented immigrants. If approved, schools and prisons would also have to report that data. State lawmakers who support the bill say it would help protect taxpayers' money, but some local immigration rights groups like the Tennessee Immigrant and Refugee Rights Coalition say the legislation is harmful and dangerous. The measure now heads to the House floor.
Now to a 48 safety alert where changes to a dangerous intersection in Gunnersville are now complete. Crews finished installing a restricted crossing U-turn at the Buck Island Road intersection. You can see it there on your screen. You'll no longer have to turn left from Buck Island Drive onto Highway 431. Instead, drivers will now have to make a right turn and then go north and then make a U-turn to head south.
Where your morning commute may be impacted if you live in the Wilson Lake Shores area. That's near Muscle Shoals. Crews will be making improvements along Pine Grove Drive. Now, you won't be able to use that road beginning at 8 a.m. and the work is expected to finish by 1 p.m.
Well, time right now, 7:12. If you live near Decatur, you'll soon have another way to enjoy the Tennessee River.
Yeah, you'll be able to rent kayaks from Point Mallard Park now. 48's Matthew King joins us live from the park there. And Matthew, this was just approved by the City Council.
Yeah, there's a lot of community interest here. I actually just a few minutes ago heard from people about to go on their morning hike, and they said they were very excited about this kayak project. The project itself is $200,000 roughly estimated for the cost, with the city covering about $170,000 through allocated funds. So when it's set up, this will be in between the pickleball area at Point Mallard Park and the water park here. There will be a self-service kiosk to rent those kayaks. The park actually once had kayak rentals, but that didn't last long. This time, however, city officials expect it to be a big hit.
We'll have 2 self-service kayak rental stations, which equals up to 13 kayaks. It'll be a mix of single, tandem, fishing, and paddle boards as well. Something that we're extremely happy about and proud of, and we'll be one of the first in the region to be able to offer that for people in the area and the citizens of Decatur.
Now, the timeline for when the whole project is supposed to be completed is still a little unclear, as TVA has to give everything the approval ahead of time. Reporting live in Decatur, Matthew King, 48 on your side.
Now, your first alert weather with meteorologist Eric Burke.
Well, good morning once again, everyone. Some of you might have to pop that umbrella or just grab your raincoat as you head out this morning, tracking some very light rainfall moving from southwest off to the northeast. Now, this won't stick around all day. It actually turns out to be a fantastic day here in February. The rain will wrap up around 9-10 a.m. We see clearing, we see some sunshine, and that leads to near record high temperatures. Now, it will be breezy, wind gusts about 15 to 25 miles per hour. We've got an additional round of rain coming overnight into tomorrow, but the most widespread coverage of rain and even a few storms coming Friday night into Saturday. Then the cold front shows up. This is a strong cold front because your wind chill on Sunday morning will be in the mid-20s.
All right, thanks, Eric. Well, coming up, Madison City Schools are getting some new funds. We'll tell you where they're coming from.
And you'll soon have more flying options out of Huntsville International. We talk about what direct flights are being added next.
Well, a new law will give you more control over what your children do when they're using their phones. The new law establishes more protections when your child downloads an app. It includes requiring App Store providers to verify your child's age. Now, if the child can't meet that age requirement, they could be linked to a parental account. You would then have the option to prevent your child from downloading the app. One Alabama psychologist says this is a step in the right direction.
Maybe a next step would be figuring out within some of these apps, like, yes, we'd like kids to be able to have access to play these games, but maybe we could disable the chat feature, or maybe they have to have an established friend to be an established friend with somebody in order to chat with them.
Well, the new law will go into effect on October 1st.
Well, thanks to a local nonprofit, the Athens Police Department is now equipped with more tools to better keep you safe. After receiving a grant for some $16,000, officials bought 10 AEDs along with some other life-saving equipment. That grant came from the Alabama Mountain, River, and Valleys Resource Conservation and Development Council. They say the new devices will help save drivers experiencing cardiac events.
Well, a local fire department is also trying to do more to keep you safe. The Brindley Mountain Volunteer Fire Department held a training class on Tuesday. Firefighters practiced for the possibility of different hazards they might face. They also learned more about positioning tactics. Well, you'll soon have some more flight options from Birmingham to Nashville. A second Southwest flight is being added in April. Now, this announcement comes a month after airport officials announced that a third daily flight from Birmingham to Orlando was on the way. That flight is set to start in April.
Well, if you're looking to travel this summer, you'll have more direct options from Huntsville. Delta will be adding nonstop flights to New York City. Airport officials announced the airline is expanding its nonstop service to LaGuardia. The route will now see a second daily flight as well as a Saturday flight. These new routes will start on June 7th.
Well, the recent annexation of the Costco in Madison is bringing in more tax revenue for Madison City schools. The City Council approved that annexation of the Costco at Cliff Farm last month, and yesterday was the first official date. Now, the store was originally located in unincorporated Madison County. Mayor Renee Bartlett says this change will help boost the city's economy.
As it was in such close proximity to the city of Madison, we were providing fire and police services when they were called to serve and protect, and so we were still making sure that they received the protection that they might need, but we were receiving zero tax dollars. And so what we were able to get after it came in was gas tax and liquor tax and sales tax.
Yeah, and all of those taxes are coming now to the city, including property tax revenue. Madison County school leaders, though, have said that this move will hurt their bottom line.
The state superintendent of education, Dr. Eric Mackey, is representing Lauderdale County this week. For his weekly T-shirt Tuesday, he sported a shirt that has the Allen Thornton Career Technical Center on it. The new facility will include programs for welding, industrial maintenance, and advanced manufacturing. It's expected to open by next school year.
Now, your first alert weather with meteorologist Eric Burke.
719, love that he does that, especially when we get that local representation. If you are taking the kids to school this morning, we do have some light showers. This is just light rainfall, no thunder, no lightning. We're not anticipating that. It's just rain, and it's moving from southwest off to the northeast. And by mid to late morning, the last of the rainfall is gone. We see clearing into the afternoon. Near record warmth today. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy, breezy winds from the southwest. Now we've got some rain, potentially some thunder coming in overnight. We're not forecasting anything strong to severe. With the overnight and Friday morning rain, at least it is gone by the morning drive. Turns out to be a beautiful afternoon for your Friday. We'll talk about higher chances for rain, though, coming Friday night into Saturday coming up.
Eric, thank you. Also coming up, a cat from Alabama is gaining national attention. We show you why ahead.
And you can get the chance to perform at a Trash Pandas game. We'll tell you how you can sign up after the break.
The first IKEA in Alabama is opening right here in Huntsville in less than a week. The store will be located in the University Place Shopping Center on University Drive. That is right near the 88 Buffet in Phil Sandoval's. Business owners who work nearby say they're excited.
So I think it's going to bring a lot of new people, like I said, out to the area, and then they realize, oh, there's a custom place that we can get birthday cakes or we can do some things of that nature. So we're excited just to kind of bring, like I said, life and traffic back out to this area.
Hire more barbers and stuff for probably the upcoming traffic and just expand our times and hours. Yeah. Like me, I'm probably gonna stay a little later that way. So if there's more walk-ins, we can take way more walk-ins and more people.
IKEA will officially open its doors next Wednesday, the 25th at 8 a.m.
Well, this morning, Albertville residents are celebrating the 135th anniversary of the city's founding. Community members gathered yesterday at the museum in the city to learn more about its history. Mayor Tracy Honey also had some words.
We have a lot of people that are working really hard to create the environment and the culture that we all want to be a part of, and we want to raise our families, and we hope and pray that our kids and their kids, this is a place that they would at least consider coming back to.
Honey says that he's excited to showcase what Albertville is all about, especially as we get closer to America's 250th birthday. Well, you can show off some of your musical talents this Saturday. The Trash Pandas will be holding national anthem auditions from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Now, if you do well, you'll have the opportunity to perform the Star-Spangled Banner before one of the team's future home games. The Trash Pandas season starts in April.
Happening this weekend, you have a chance to get your boating license. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency is hosting basic boating classes. You can learn about operating a boat safely and existing licensing requirements. The first class is happening Sunday at the Gunnersville Rescue Squad from noon until 6. A full schedule can be found on the Marine Patrol page of ALEA's website. Well, check this out. A cat from Hoover is getting national attention due to having a rare condition. Meet Dobby. He was born with 4 ears due to a condition known as auricular polyodia. He's currently staying at the Kitty Cat Haven and Rescue. Employees say he'll be up for adoption as soon as he gets all of his checkups.
Now, your first alert weather with meteorologist Eric Burke.
Cute cat, maybe instead of Dobby, they go with Doppler because he's got better hearing with the added ears. But we've got light rain. This is just enough to wet down the roads for your morning drive, including I-65, 565, the Parkway, etc. Rain showers will wrap up, though, by mid to late morning. We're sunny, incredibly warm this afternoon in the mid-70s. Perfect for anything you have going on. We'll have a round of rain, maybe a few storms even popping up overnight into tomorrow morning. Despite morning rain, tomorrow afternoon actually looks really good. Our best chance for rain and potentially an isolated stronger storm or two actually comes into very early Saturday morning. This will likely just be heavy rain and some gusty winds, but might include the mention of maybe some small hail Saturday morning too. Cold front comes in. Look at that temperature drop. We'll even have a wind chill Monday morning of next week. It will be in the teens. So we go from 76 today to feeling like teens in a span of 4 days.
Eric, I don't want to hear about it.
I know, ma'am. That's my job to tell you anyways.
Well, thank you. Okay, I guess.
All right, y'all have a good one. We'll be on air throughout the morning with more news, weather, and traffic.